area right now, Professor Carl Ackermann from the Mendoza College of Business. And the first question I have to ask you is, what do you do here?
Well, thanks, Jack, and it's a great pleasure to meet you. I teach the introductory finance course here at Notre Dame. I've been here for 16 joyous years.
And I'm already convinced it's a very interesting class indeed. Now, every professor has a signature area in their teaching that they are especially passionate about. What is yours?
Yeah, Jack, that's a great question. And I think that there are two areas that Americans are severely undereducated in, and those are nutrition and also personal finance. Now, I know nothing about nutrition. I still eat Captain Crunch, for example, but I have learned a lot about personal finance, and so what we try to do is bring a study of our students' personal financial affairs into that introductory finance course. They find it interesting, they find it practical, they find it relevant in their lives. So for example, we try to show them how they can accumulate a significant amount in their employer's retirement plan over the course of their careers, and then way more importantly than that, what they can do with that to then help others and improve the state of the world, support important social causes, etc.
All right, now everybody who is watching us, and they are watching from all around the world, literally, is wondering, what's the deal with the gorilla suit?
So, thanks a lot for asking. I teach the introductory finance course, and that is one of the very first courses that business students take. I teach it in the fall semester of the sophomore year. And in fact, the way the schedule runs, usually that's the very first business exam that they take. And so because of that, on the way leading up to that exam, and also in the exam itself, they're extremely nervous. So I have to do something to try to break the tension. And so what I do is during the exam, I will slip away to the men's room and I will change out of my regular suit and I will change into this gorilla suit, and then I run through the exam yelling and screaming and throwing out bananas to the students. And that allows them, I think, to really relax, smile, laugh, and after that, I think, do much better work.
You know, I think that's a terrific idea. My dad was a law professor in Boston, and in the old days, they used blue books. And I used to get to see some of the blue books, and you could see the sweat stains.
Oh, yeah.
And the writing would start okay, and it would almost be illegible. So not only in that class, but does your gorilla suit routine, do you think it helps calm them throughout their years in Mendoza?
Oh, I think so. I think it's important with something like that to set the tone and create an atmosphere of approachability between the students and the professors. And I think this is one of the things that sets that tone immediately. When you asked about that, I mentioned that this is something that I used to do, and the reason I don't do it anymore is that after I did this for a couple of years, students got onto the pattern and they figured out what was coming. And so one year when I went to the men's room to change and came back into the room as the gorilla, a student exited the room at that time and grabbed my actual clothes and made off with them. So when I went back to the men's room to change, my clothes were not there, so I had to come back into the room like this and rot for about an hour and a half in this suit. It's about 200 degrees in this suit, and then after I wore it for about an hour, my wife told me I smelled like a tire for about a week. So now we've gone to a plan where it's much more sophisticated now. We have about 10 gorillas and bananas come in simultaneously and battle it out.
Well, and tonight we've decided to add television lights to the gorilla suit. So we won't keep you too much longer, but I can't let you go without referencing a guest we had on earlier tonight, Ruth Riley, the Notre Dame and WNBA, an Olympic basketball star. And I understand that You once went one-on-one with Ruth in the classroom. What was that?
Yeah, it's actually true, and we wish we had had you there announcing, Jack. That would have made it extra special. But Ruth, I didn't have Ruth as a student, but I got to know her through a couple of her friends, and so in her upper class years, we would trash talk back and forth about an upcoming one-on-one game of Nerf basketball. And she would sometimes visit my class on the way by and poke her head in and say, you know, you're lucky I don't have time to come in there and embarrass you. But finally, senior year, on the last week of classes, she showed up with a Nerf hoop, and she walked in the classroom and stuck it on the window and demanded a match. I made her sit through the entire class so that her mind would be a little bit numb by the time we got to the game. And then when we got there and played, we played one-on-one, I decided she would destroy me if I played conventionally. So instead of going where I thought I should go, I decided to do the opposite. I reached my hand out and suddenly I had the ball, and I think she was kind of surprised too. And then I went on offense and I was able to do a quick up and under move. I did score that basket, and I think that game was supposed to be up to 5, but once I got the lead, I immediately claimed the game was over and immediately retired. I haven't shot another Nerf shot since, but it was, you know, for me, lots of fun, but really just another day at the office beating, you know, perhaps Notre Dame's most decorated athlete in a one-on-one game.
And certainly that's a great indication. And I think people would be stunned at how many of Notre Dame's high-profile athletes also compete and compete successfully in the Mendoza College of Business.
Yeah, absolutely. We've been very lucky to have them. And so many of our athletes, of course, go on to tremendous success in their careers. And I think a big part of that is the time management skills that they learn along the way. I think to be successful as athletes and students, they need to learn to manage their time so efficiently and effectively. And then we find that when they leave Mendoza and they go on to their careers, when they often give up the athletic side at that point, now they're able to devote all of their energies to their careers and become extraordinary successes as a result of it.
Well, I know you're also a runner, which is probably why you're in such good shape, because if I were wearing that suit right now, the sweat would be pouring off my face. But you're a cool customer. Professor, thank you.
Oh, thanks, Jack.
Thanks for coming by tonight.
Thanks.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for having me so much. And remember, you can vote for the undergraduate program at the Mendoza College of Business.
You know what, and everybody's been so nice tonight, nobody's been doing that, but this is kind of a competition tonight where you can vote for your favorite area of the university. We have a $250,000 fund that will be divvied up based on the votes. All you got to do is contribute $10 or more, and you get 3 votes. So thanks for bringing that up.
Thanks, Jack.
We'll be bringing it up more and more.
I'm about to donate and vote myself.
All right, thank you.